Hi, today I'm going to be going over how to play I Miss You by Blink-182, specifically the performance of it at Pepsi Smash 2004. I posted a cover of it like 2 years ago, and since then a lot of people have been asking how to play various parts of the song, specifically the outro and the chorus. The chorus is not too hard at all, it's just a little bit different from the studio version. And then the chorus, is like, granted, it's like a little bit hard to figure out just based off the video, but once you get a feel for it or whatever, I'll show you like kind of what he does. It's really not too hard at all. It's just a matter of like sliding octave shapes and like messing around with this shape a little bit. But yeah, let's get into it. Song is in standard tuning, but with a capo on the second fret. And it starts out with the intro. It's going to be this octave shape with your pointer finger on the 5th fret of the E string, and then the open B, and then pinky finger on the 7th fret of the D string. And then it's the intro and the first verse is just this. Yeah, so he just slides up to there with pointer finger on the 9th fret of the E string, and then pinky finger on the 10th fret of the D string with that open B still. And then for the first chorus, Tom just lets this octave shape ring out. A few people were asking about how I got like the sound, trying to emulate the feedback that's in the actual performance. Honestly, like, you can get it pretty close if you want to like crank your amp a little bit and like maybe throw some flange into it. Someone in the comments section of the cover that I posted mentioned that if you put a little bit of delay with the feedback set pretty low, and the tempo or the tap, I guess, like kind of like pretty close to like what Tom does in the bridge of the performance. That adds a little bit more texture or whatever to the feedback sound. But I'm just gonna go ahead and crank it a little bit, crank my amp, so you can kind of hear the feedback sound. Yeah. So for the first chorus, Tom just takes this octave shape, hits it twice, and lets it ring out. So it's like this. And then he goes back to the clean. Let me turn this down. Okay, so for the second verse, Tom takes this octave shape, and he just goes like this. I'll get closer so you can kind of see what I'm doing. It's like this. And then descend that E string 1 fret. Then slide down here, so you have your first finger on the 2nd fret of the E string, and your pinky finger on the 4th fret of the D string. And then slide up, so you have your first finger on the 4th fret of the E string, and your pinky finger, on the 6th fret of the D string. I'll go through it one more time, nice and slow. Yeah. And then for the second chorus, What does he do? Yeah, he goes. It's pretty simple. It's just again this octave shape. I'll go through it very slow and make sure you can see, I guess, what I'm doing here. Yeah. Yeah, so it's pretty easy. It does differ from the studio version. Studio version, he goes. But yeah, he just switches it up a little bit. Sounds good. Then what's next? The bridge. The bridge is also very easy. Shit. Maybe not as easy as I thought. But basically, first finger on the 7th fret of the D string and pinky finger on the 9th fret, pardon me, of the G string. And it's basically, here, I'll just... To get that little last part in there, that you kind of just have to roll your pinky from its position on the 9th fret of the G string, so it hits the 9th fret of the B string. Yeah. And then Tom does the chorus again. That part. And then the outro. The outro is really cool, but it's not that hard. Tom's really good at doing stuff that sounds cool, but is not technically difficult at all. So throw some distortion on, whatever. That's what mine sounds like. After he finishes the last little chorus thing, like riff, I guess, throws the distortion on, and it's like, it's this octave shape. And then he goes to this shape that he did in the bridge. And you can throw a pick slide in there if you want. And then he goes to this octave shape with your pinky, or your, pointer on the 7th fret of the E string and the pinky on the 9th fret of the D string. And he does, it's kind of hard to like do it as fast as he does, but it's like this. And then he goes back to this octave shape. And then he goes back up to this shape that he did in the bridge. Back here. Nope, back here with the same shape they did earlier on in the outro. But this time he goes up here. So it's like this. What's after that? Let me think. Yeah, and then he goes here. That part again, and then the last little fast thing starts up here. Pointer finger on the 9th fret of the E string and pinky finger on the 11th fret of the D string. It literally is just sliding around octave shapes, and then this little and you can kind of just like do whatever you want with this. You can do that for both times if you want to. Like it still sounds like nearly identical to whatever he does in the outro and the actual performance. I don't think he even knew what he was doing fully. Like it was probably just mostly improvised because I don't know. And then here, let me run through the entire outro without fucking running my mouth. So it's like it'll be like this. Yeah, so that's pretty much the entire song. I would write a tab, but I'm too lazy to, and it's really, once you just know that it's like these octave shapes pretty much throughout the entire song, and just like sliding them around and like doing whatever that is, I forget the term. It's really not that hard to figure out. Just kind of play along with the song and like try to get a feel for like the timing and everything. Yeah, this is kind of a very terrible tutorial, but I figured I would finally make one because I said I would, but that was 2 months ago. Yeah, so if you have any questions, which I wouldn't blame you if you did because I didn't really explain that much, let me know in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. Yeah, cool. I hope this helped, well, at least a little bit.